Welcome to our new series of EAs. We are going to be talking about EAs in this brand new series, and by the end of the video, you will know what are EAs, advantages of using EAs, and I am personally going to give out a free EA that we are going to backtest together and see if it suits your needs, and if it does, I will completely give it out for free. So if that sounds interesting, stick with us until the end, and let's get it. So we're going to start off with what are EAs, and obviously we're going to be using ChatGPT. As in this whole series, we are also going to be creating our own EAs using different trading strategies, and we are going to leverage the power of AIs to actually help us code and create these EAs. Now, if you're like most of us, growing up in the trading environment, I was always told like EAs are fake, EAs don't really help create or don't really trade the way traders are supposed to trade. But then breaking down really what are EAs and what trading really is, trading is nothing but a set of rules. And if they are rules, they are not dynamic. That means they can be coded. And if they can be coded, a EA can do that. Now, for you to actually grasp that concept better, let's talk about what are EAs. Now, EAs, it's a short form for expert advisors. Expert advisors are automated trading bots designed for MetaTrader platforms such as MT4 or MT5, and they basically out execute trades manually for you, given or based off certain rules, if you will. So that means they can actually trade for you, whether you are live in the markets or whether you are just out about doing your business. They execute the trade when a set of rules that you have coded in the EA are met. So let's say you trade support and resistance or pure price action, or whatever it is. Let's say a support has been broken, retested. If you code that into an EA, if prices do exactly that in the specific time frame that you coded the EA to do, it will execute the trade, whether you're sleeping, whether your data is off, anytime, anywhere, it will execute the trade. And that's the advantage of using EAs. And that's why I decided to actually venture and explore this field. And I'm taking you guys with me. So let's get it. Now, what are the advantages of using EAs? Excuse me. What are the advantages of using EAs, right? Because we don't want to explore something that we don't really fully understand its advantages and all that. So it's giving us the main advantages is it's emotionless. That means it just execute given the set of rules that you have just given it. Consistency. Like personally, for instance, for me, this has been happening always, most of the times. Like I only trade London and New York. So I don't really trade Asia because I'm mostly sleeping, but sometimes the JPYX give the best trades during the Asia session when I'm sleeping. So I typically miss those trades. But if I had an EA that I've coded using my strategy, I wouldn't miss those opportunities, if that makes sense. Now, consistency. Sometimes you're up about your business, you miss a trade. It happens to the best of us, right? 24/5 operations. That means as long as the market is open, it will execute the trade. Speed and accuracy. I don't even have to speak about that. Backtesting. EAs allow you to backtest your strategy over a vast majority of time. As we are going to be seeing in this video for the free EA that I'm going to be giving out, we are going to backtest it for the past 5 years and see how it actually performed during a couple of minutes. You can actually see, okay, if I started with this amount of money in the past, whatever time period you're going to choose, you can actually backtest and see how much you would have made, right? So that's another advantage of using EAs. It can actually give you a real picture of what you would have made or how your investment would have grown or dropped if your trading strategy is SHIT. Pardon me. Now, diversification. So it lets you run multiple strategies and currency pairs simultaneously. You can actually just code your EA to trade on a certain pair or a certain time frame, whatever you code. You give it a set of instructions and it follows that. Time efficiency, obviously, you'll be doing other things while it does that for you. Scalability, you can actually easily scale across multiple accounts and without you lifting a finger. Risk management is always on point and removes human limitations, obviously, as I just said all that. Now, those are just some of the advantages, but everything has its cons and pros. Let's see at its pros. Now, what are the disadvantages? Excuse me, of EA, right? Because everything that has an advantage must have a disadvantage. So over optimization, EAs can perform well historically due to over optimization, but fail under real-time market conditions, meaning like it will trade well under the past data, but given the current market conditions, like recently the markets haven't really been acting themselves with Trump announcing the tariffs and all that. So it may not perform well because of the current market conditions, because you backtested it over the past. But we shouldn't really blame that on EA. That means even if you were trading manually, you wouldn't get the best results given the market conditions, right? So it's not just an EA problem. So it is a disadvantage, but then is it really? I'll let you know. Lack of adaptability, excuse me. That means it fails to adapt to the current market conditions, as I was just saying. So if you do adapt, I also advise that you also tweak your EA to actually follow the market conditions. Technical failures, obviously, that sometimes like software crashes, that can easily be fixed. Obviously, if you're running your platform or if you're running your trading account on the EA, I advise to always regularly check your EA so that to make sure it's up to standard. Dependency on the stable internet connection, obviously. Market sensitivity, sudden volatility, news events change the market behavior, can result in unexpected losses. Even if you were trading, that can't be avoided, obviously. So I advise, maybe if there is a news or if you know Trump is going to be speaking, just turn off the EA. It shouldn't be taking any trades. Limited decision-making abilities. EAs just follow rules. They don't decide that right now is not the market time to be trading. They just follow rules. Hidden risks. Poorly coded EAs might contain logical errors, obviously, so you have to be very careful with when trading. But all of these disadvantages that are being listed here, as you can see, are actually can be fixed, if you will. Costs, obviously, high quality EAs can be expensive. That is true. Monitoring required, obviously, if that's your investment, you do have to monitor it. Security and private risks. Some downloading EAs from unknown sources can expose your trading account and or computer to risks or malware, obviously. So always download EAs from trustworthy, sources. Now, with that being said, guys, obviously this is the first video, as I said, about EAs. I don't want to take up most of your time. So this will be a journey where I will be dropping videos, 1 or 2 videos a week. This is just a pilot video to talk a bit about EAs, excuse me, and see how it goes. So obviously we are going to be using MT5. I don't wanna meta editor. Where's MT5? So we are going to be using MT5, excuse me. We are going to be using MT5 to backtest the EA that I'm personally going to be giving you guys for free. And now we are at our MT5 dashboard, and we are going to be back testing the dark rare MT5, right? So it's a EA created by a guy in Italy, I think. So you can actually find it on the MQL5 dashboard, and I'm going to tell you how you can actually find that after we backtest it, right? So you can see how to backtest it. So hang on. So I do have a lot of EAs that I have been backtesting for a while. So you can see all of these are from the markets, and these are the ones I have, or those are advisors. So you can see my free robots, the ones I created myself. We have Grail, support and resistance, the one I use for my trading. GBT plus Uno 3, one of the best. These are the ones I have created myself using AI. I don't know anything about coding, but using AI, I have created these EAs. So we're going to be talking about them in other videos. But today I want to give you an EA that's in the market space so you can easily get it. It's called dark rare, right? And it's the one we're going to be backtesting so that you can actually see how to backtest yourself and see if an EA is actually worth, and you can actually put in the conditions that you want it to actually operate on. So for instance, we have dark rare here. I'm going to be backtesting it on Euro USD 15 minutes from 2020 to 2025. That's 5 years worth of data. 5 years worth of data, right? And you can actually see here it's starting off from a $1,000 deposit. So you just click start and you wait for the magic to happen, right? So it's going to start back testing here from 2020 and see if you started with 2020 in 2020 with $1,000 using this EA, how much you would have made um in this 5-year time period. You can see it has already started back testing. And the way it does backtest, or the way it does trade, this EA, is that it does hedge. So for those that know about hedging, it's a little bit risky way of trading. However, it's safe if you do it properly. It's like if you take a trade, let's say the way I trade support and resistance, right? So prices maybe reach on a resistance and I decide to sell after I get a confirmation candlestick. And then prices, after giving the confirmation, break above the resistance level. And I'll be like, okay, I'm not going to be closing this sell because I do know in the long term prices are going to sell, right? But now they're buying. So where are they buying to? So maybe it's the next structure. I place a buy and go with the prices until the next structure and then close my buy and then add on another sell to start selling all the way to where prices I was expecting them to go. That's the whole concept of edging. Now, it's similar to what this EA is actually, or similar to how this EA actually trades. You can see right now we're at March and it has already made $200. So that's like a 20% gain in about 2 months. So it's not that bad. It's a bit impressive. For others, it may seem a bit slow, but it is all right. If you ask me, it's basically free money. It's some kind of investment. Imagine you just kept $1,000 in an account and it's just growing on a 10% on average, maybe scale. And this isn't percent-wise, it's actually taking trades according by using lot sizes, if you will. It doesn't really calculate. You can actually set the EA to be risking the account or taking trades by risking percent-wise. But this EA, the creator of it, suggests that you actually use lot size because of the way he created it and the way it trades, mostly because of hedging, I believe. But in our EAs, the EAs that we are going to be creating ourselves will be risking percent-wise, obviously, because we want to create EAs that will be trading prop firms. Obviously, we do know that prop firms are some of the best ways that we can actually leverage um, other people's money and use our skills to actually make money. So we are going to be creating EAs for trading prop firms, but this one right here will mostly be about um, personal funds, if you will. So you can see right now the account is sitting at 1,400 and we are in May. So that means it created almost $100 for every month that it has traded. So again, it's almost creating about 10% gain every single month. But this one is actually calculated by using lot size. So let's see how it will actually end by the end of the video. And see how much it has created. So I'm going to skip ahead all the way once it's done back testing. As you can see right now, it's still in 2020, as you can see here. Now we're in July 2020. So let's see once it reaches 2025, how much will it have created? So we're just gonna be skipping ahead and see how much it made, excuse me. Okay. We are almost done with the back test. It's taking a while. Obviously, you can see right now we're at 24th November 2024. So far, it has taken 36 minutes, as you can see here. 36 minutes. So according to the timer here, it says 2 more minutes left until the whole back testing process is done. So basically what I want to tell you guys, if you get an EA, first things first, back test it using the amount of money you're going to use and the proper settings and the pairs that you're going to be trading it on so that you can actually see, will it work for me? Other than that, you're just gambling. You're just going to be gambling. But as you can see right now, we are sitting at 5,300. That's over 500% return, meaning for the past 5 years, we would have been making about 100% return per year should we have started with $1,000. Obviously, it's not exponential, but it's $1,000 a year. Now, you can still tweak the settings, right? So for instance, you started with $1,000 in year first. By the end of the year, you'll have 2,000. Then you can tweak the settings to actually double the risk because you have double the capital. And then by the end of the year, you would have made 4,000. And then you can actually double the setting. And by the end of the year, you would have made 8,000, just by adjusting the settings according to your capital. Obviously, with EAs, you always have to be very careful with how you treat the settings because they can be risky because some of them actually do hedge the settings. Now we have reached our end. You can see here it's actually March. It has backtested until March because the settings I did set it to backtest until March because now we're in April. And we have made $5,500. So you can see how efficient it is. It's actually making $1,000 every year, but you can tweak the settings to actually go according with your capital. And should we have done that, so year first would have gone from 1,000 to 2,000. Year two, we would have gone from 2 to 4, right? 4 to 8. 8 to 16, 16 to 32,000 should we have been tweaking the settings, and we can actually do that. But I just let it run on autopilot without tweaking the settings, and that's why we're sitting at 5,000. But that's the advantage of EAs. Now let's look at the data. So once we come here, you can actually come here to backtest and see the data. We actually took over 3,700 trades, as you can see right here. 3,769 trades. Short trades were 1,906, which 70% of them won. Long trades were 1,863, 72% of those won. So you can see how actually accurate it is. So over 70% of the trades taken are actually winning trades, right? So it's actually a very good EA with over 3,000 trades, 3,700 trades with 70% win rate. So you can see that EAs do actually work. Now, we'll actually continue with back testing and all that later on, but since this is our first video, I can actually show you more data on the EA. You can see here entries by hours, entries by days, by months. You can see here profits by months, by weekdays, and by hours. So you can actually go ahead to even tweak the EA to actually take trades whenever. So you can set the EA to actually take trades only from maybe 9 to, I don't know, 20. And because that's the time with the most profits, you can see that, right? So they're fully customizable, and we will obviously be getting into all that into the series. But if you're finding value, please do consider subscribing below and hit that like button. Please do that. Share with a few friends that you believe will also find value, as I'm going to the MQL5 marketplace to show you how you can get this EA. So once you're in this MQL5 marketplace, you just search, you can just search dark rare, and it's right here. You can see it's free. Imagine you can make all that money, 100% return a year for free using this EA. It's madness. So the EAs I'm currently working on are actually highly efficient, and we're actually trying to customize them so that you can actually use them for prop firms. Obviously, do not use this EA for prop firms. Only use it on a personal funded account, guys. Please, because you will actually blow your prop firm, and it will be flagged as a red flag, and you'll have violated the rule, and it will go. So after searching it, you just download it, and once you download it, it will appear on your MT5, and you can actually just link it to your account, and it will start trading the account basically. So guys, that's the beginning of our journey together in exploring AIs. So if you found value in this video, please consider giving us a like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified whenever we release more content about this. Till next time, guys, appreciate you all. Take it easy out there. Cheers.